fighting behind a feint and a sharp jab. This is almost a lost art these days. I've worked with some elite fighters and I've asked them for their feint, and their feint didn't sell. They weren't selling the feint. And this is a skill that needs to be reacquired. So fighting behind a feint and a sharp jab, this is something I was taught from day one in the gym. But I had old school trainers, they had a different mindset, and this was, you talk about fundamentals of boxing, this is fundamental number one. Fight behind a feint and a left jab, a sharp jab. Southpaws, of course, is your right hand. We're gonna be working on that here, sharpening up the feint, sharpening up the jab. And the reason we do that is because we wanna keep our opponent guessing. We don't want them to know when we're going to attack. We throw their rhythm off, we throw their timing off. We keep them where we want, we control the fight. If we establish our jab and fighting, think of fighting as throwing power shots, think of fighting as throwing combinations. I do that behind my feint and my sharp jab. The feint and the sharp jab sets everything up. And the sharp jab doesn't just mean a single jab. Sometimes that's a sharp jab to the body, sometimes that's a jab to the body back to the head back to the body, sometimes that's a double jab. The whole thing is we're fighting behind that feint and sharp jab. And the feint, sometimes it's a feint too, depending on what he does. But there's all kinds of things that we can do when we fight behind a feint and a sharp jab. But we're gonna start right now, just sharpening up the jab, and we're gonna start mixing in the feint. So go ahead and give me a nice, sharp, stiff jab. Real quick, go live. Yep, sharp. There it is. That's it. Now just to sharpen this up a little bit, we can keep that elbow down a little bit more. We'll get a little bit more on that jab. Yep, put it in there, take it like this. Yeah, right there. Now come off that chest with that. Right there. Yep, and this is habits. This ain't gonna change that quickly. Just working right now. So he's used to this, that's where it's gonna be. But if we could be here, boom, we could get a little bit more juice on it. Yep, there it is. There we go, sharpening it up. Yep. Yep. Coming in off that back leg. Yep, stepping in. Want to catch him long, So he's a little closer than he probably needs to be. His range is a little bit further. You want to step back probably by that line right there. A little bit more. Now, jab from there, real long jab. Yep. I want to catch my opponent at the end of that sharp jab. Yep. And for Vershawn, if he wanted to box someone stylistically, then he would want to have an imaginary perimeter, and every time someone stepped in, they got to deal with his jab. There it is, or a sharp jab. Sharp jab and that feint. Yep. So we're going to start mixing in the feint. Now the feint should look, excuse me, it should look like your jab. If my jab looks like this, bang. My jab looks like this, bang. My feint should look like this. It should be the first part of my sharp jab. I shouldn't slow it down. It should be about the same speed as my jab. Now, I will vary the speeds of my jab. That's a whole different subject. But if my normal jab, sharp, fast jab, is right there, my feint needs to look, it needs to look just like that. Notice when I throw my jab, my body moves towards you, my head moves towards you a little bit. So when I throw my feint, I need to sell it. I need you to bite on that feint so I can see how you react. Therefore, I can set you up with whatever I see. So we're gonna go ahead and work on his feint now. Yep. Yep. So his feint, he's giving me a head feint, but he's not giving me the arm. But when he threw his jab, his arm came out. So when you're throwing your feint, that arm, you need to sell it a little more. Sell it with the arm a little bit more too. You're selling it with the head, but that arm needs to come out the same path as your jab usually comes out. Yep. Yep, go ahead and shoot the jab. Shoot the jab. Now shoot a fraction of that jab. There it is. Yep. Selling it. He's selling it now. He's selling it. And you can still give me that shoulder body there. Yep, so right there. And your jab hand comes up. When you're jabbing, it's coming up. So when you feint, it shouldn't be down, it should be up. It should be what? It should be coming, the trajectory coming straight at my face. It should follow that same path. That feint should follow that same path. Yep, to really, really sell it, it should follow that same path. Sharpen the jab up, give me a sharp jab. There you go. There you go, now feint him. Feint him out. Yep, and we're still going here, and I want this. I want this. You get, when I ask you for the feint, when I ask you for the jab, you're going like this. But then when I ask you for the feint, you're going like this. See how this hand is different than this? You see the difference between this and this? Yep. So I want that feint to go the same path that your jab goes. It's just the first part of that path. And I like that you're selling it up top with your head and your body, but I want the hand to go the same path that your jab travels. So give me a good sharp jab again. Yep, sharpen it up. Yep. Now sell that feint. Sell that feint. There you go. Sell it, same speed. Same speed. Yeah, as your jab. Sell it. Give me that body motion. Yep. There. Come on, this other side. Let me show them a different side. Go ahead. There you go. Got him biting. Got him biting. Yeah, right there. Right there. Bring that hand up a little bit on that feint. Yep. Yep. And out. Come forward like with that little step. Little step with that feint. Yep. Yep. Right in there. There you go. Good work. Good work. Once again, this is a lost art. We got to practice this. We want to really, really sell it. It's got to look like the beginning of our jab. So record yourself doing this, and you'll get the most out of this by doing that.